Happy Friday, Leonard Leopards. I am excited that it's almost the weekend, and I know that because of all the snow today, we're going to have a little bit of fun outside. I wanted to take just a few minutes and talk to you about the recess equipment. I know some of you have noticed that we don't have any recess balls in our container in the hallway anymore. And I'm going to tell you the little story as to why that is. After school one day, I was leaving the parking lot and I noticed there were like 20 to 30 balls left out on the playground. And after all of our family circle lessons on responsibility and integrity, I became a little bit frustrated because in my head I was thinking, how come all of these balls are left outside? Mr. Grant spends so much time and energy ordering this equipment and choosing things that he thinks the kids will really like, and we're not taking care of this. So a couple of kids from CARE helped me gather all the balls, we bagged them up, and we put them someplace safe. And my intention was I wanted you guys to feel what it was like to not have that equipment for a little while. And it's been about a week or two, and I know that you guys are missing it because you're starting to bring your balls from home. And I can see that you're taking really good care of those. None of those are left outside. But I don't want to keep the balls forever. I want to be able to give the recess balls back, and I want you to be able to play with the recess balls. But I want there to be a solution to this ongoing problem. We can't keep having the balls being left outside every afternoon. So this is where I need your help, because I was trying to come up with solutions with a couple of the teachers, and this really is a more complex problem than you would initially think. Some of the reasons that the balls get left outside are because maybe they land in the mud and you don't want to step in the mud and ruin your shoes to go get the ball. Or maybe a first grader brought it outside, but then a fourth grader went to play with it when the first graders were called in, and so who brought the ball out? Whose responsibility is it to take it in? I get that there are lots of issues or things to think about when we decide what's the best way to solve this problem. So I don't think that this is a solution that I should come up with on my own, because I think if I tell everybody what to do, I don't necessarily think everybody's going to do it. But if all of you are invested in the problem and invested in coming up with a solution that works, I think we'll be more likely to have success in keeping our equipment safe and being responsible for all of those parts. So here's my charge to all of you. With your classes, I would like the teacher to facilitate a discussion about this complex issue. What are we going to do about the recess balls? And as soon as your class comes up with a list of possible solutions, or maybe it's just one solution, if your teacher or someone from your class could share that with me, and then we can determine as a school if there's any similarities amongst the classes, and we can decide on what to do from there, and I'll come back and share those rules with you. Then we'll give the balls back and we'll be ready to play, because then everybody will have the same understanding of what we're going to do to take care of those balls. So that's your charge. Talk as a class and come up with possible solutions for this pretty difficult problem. On a side note, something else that I think needs to be noted is now that the weather is sometimes snowy, sometimes not, it makes our playground an absolute mess. I know it's muddy back there, ladies and gentlemen, I get it. And because of that, I'm going to be the mean one and say you must have coats, snow pants, and boots. So if the neonates or your teachers say you need to have boots on to go play soccer, or if the neonates say you can't play soccer back there without your snow pants on, please be respectful of the neonates, because it's not their rule, it's mine. I don't have enough clothes in the clinic to give everybody new clothes if they get muddy. And your parents spend a lot of money on your shoes and your clothing, and I don't think it's right that for our shoes and clothing to get ruined from just playing in the mud. So if you're going to play soccer or football, it needs to be on the grass, and it needs to be with snow pants and boots. In addition, no more soccer or football near the school against the walls. Mrs. Me and Mrs. Morrison and Mrs. Geary all have classrooms that align to the outside of the building, and every time a ball hits that wall, it disturbs the class's learning, and so we can't have soccer or football close to the building. Plus, some of those balls end up on the roof, and that's not good either. So lots of things to consider as we talk about ways to make recess safe and to be responsible for all the equipment. So as you guys talk as a class, please have someone share your solutions with me, and I can't wait to hear all the great ideas that you leopards come up with. Have a great weekend.